Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we provide visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Send your request in to designs@patioheat.com for your personalized recommendations. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decisions for your applications. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so I'm going back over a job that we did just last week, and the reason why is because I erroneously made the mistake of placing length and width the opposite direction. So let's go ahead and look at the overall dimensions of this project. So overall correct dimensions, I should say, is 15 feet in this direction by 12 feet in this direction. I have a height here of 9'3" to the top edge of this apex over here. And then also just these are some measurements I don't have the true measurements of, but I have them at roughly 7 feet off the finished floor to 7'8". Also the different heights over here, I have this at almost 25 inches here, or excuse me, 27 inches. And that's to the bottom edge here, by the way. Top edge here I have at 1'6" 5/8" to from here to here. You can see that this is a screened in outdoor room, and let's go ahead and turn off those dimensions now. We also have a fan, and I have that fan placed in the center of the 12-foot span here, as well as I believe this is 16 inches from, now I have it from this top edge here down to the bottom edge of the fan. We do have skylights, which are, I have them at 3 by 4 feet, and so 3 feet this direction, 4 feet this direction, and I think that's about it. Sliding door, I have a door, screen door here that opens to the outside of the patio. And I think that's pretty much it. Now I have just basic seating areas. I'm not quite sure of how this is going to be utilized all the time. However, I believe they like to come out here and enjoy the view that they have and scenery. So I think that's about it. Let's go ahead and look at the different options that we could utilize. Number one, I'll show placing a 6,000 watt or possibly even a 4,000 watt, and I'm actually going to turn off the screen area here just so it's easier to maneuver through the space here. But I have a 6,000 watt unit mounted centered on this beam here, pointed at 30 degrees off to the left here, and it probably will be too hot. Now this is in a colder climate, so there's going to be some times that you'd like to have a warmer unit, and so you'd want to have a control if you're going to use the 6,000 watt unit. And also I would probably say, you know, a duplex switch could be okay, but I would say control would be the better idea for this, rather than just a simple on-off switch. So let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat, and I do have this centered at 30 degrees tilt, 6 inches of clearance, utilizing the OEM bracket, 30 degrees out this direction here from the bottom out. And let's go ahead and look at that footprint of heat, and you can see that the coverage is roughly about 10 foot, you know, maybe even 12 feet from here to here, by roughly about, you can see how the ray goes out this far. But if you were sitting over here, you know, you'd have to have this unit on full. You'd only be sitting in half of the ray. And if you were sitting over here with this on full and you had, you know, friends or family members sitting over here, this might be warm, but this would be way too hot in most of the cases. And that's why this is not my preferred application, but I just want to show how that would actually heat up the space. You can see that this 6,000 watt unit is, you know, designed for a much higher application. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and turn that off and look at a different option. And this is probably the biggest change that I made since the other application with the wrong dimensions. What I've done here is I've taken 2 of the 4,000 watt slimline units. I've placed the brackets on the ceiling up here. You can actually see this is a little bit too high. Let's see if I can drop that down, probably just an inch or so. But in any case, we're going to go ahead and just talk about the mounting positions here. And that mounting position, whoops, let me go back here. Sorry about that. That mounting position is so that we have 6 inches of clearance from this back edge to this edge over here. And then we're using the OEM brackets, and we're following the same slope angle. And then if you were to take the heater, mount it so that it was pointed straight down to the ground, I'm 30 degrees up from that point. Now, the reason I'm using the ceiling as a mounting position rather than the beam over here is because if you look at the owner's manual, you'll see that the owner's manual talks about number one, ceiling mounted for this slimline unit. So you have to keep it 18 inches away from the adjacent walls. That would be the ends of the unit, and 6 inches from the ceiling and 6 feet off the floor. That's here in the US for the most part, and then 8 foot off the floor in Canada. And I think that's pretty much about it. But then if you look over here for a wall mount bracket, they talk about if you come straight out the wall, you can come down 30 degrees max on that angle with one bracket, having the longer edge of that bracket. It's designed to allow for, you can see here and here, there's little different cuts in the bracket itself that stops the unit as it changes its angle. So this is 30 degrees and this is 45 degrees max with the shorter edge down at the bottom. So placing it on the edge over here wouldn't allow that 30 degree tilt. It would only allow a 45 degree tilt, and you wouldn't get the coverage right here underneath the about 1.5 feet underneath the heater itself. So that is why I have it on the ceiling. And in any case, the ray is going to travel out about 8 foot, so it's approximately halfway across the patio. And then that would be the ideal footprint of heat for each unit, but having the cross ray makes it more uniform throughout the whole entire space. And that's why I have it at the 30 degrees and at the ends of the unit, or ends of the patio, rather than with the skylights up here. I would prefer to place a heater more centrally located to make it more even throughout the whole span. But with that skylight, that does become an issue. So obviously we need to mount it on the outer edges. One other thing you might note here is that the heaters themselves are off-centered. So I believe I have them at 12 inches off-center from this point here to the right. And the reason for that is because I wanted to make sure we had some very good coverage over here. If I was to move the units over that 12 inches, you'll see here that our coverage is okay, but it's, sorry about that, it's okay, but it's not ideal on the outer edge here. So you're kind of not in that real specific or best part of the ray itself. So and I'm believing that this is probably not an occupied space, so let's go ahead and utilize the whole amount of heat that we can in order to heat up the space that is more likely to be occupied. All right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you'd like us to review your plans, send them to designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve, and please tap that like button. Most people find our video just because of others tapping that like button, and it really helps our channel out and helps others to find information about the best positions for Infratech, infrared dynamics, outdoor infrared heating systems. Thank you so much. Have an excellent day.